Good day, fellow adventurers. Eric's UK here once again with a rather random, unsort of planned sort of vid, hence the dishevelled look and the lack of shavedness. But I thought, hey, it's a nice little idea for a vid. So they say correctly that a certain smell or a colour or something can bring back childhood memories, and I get that sometimes. The smell of honeysuckle, which is something you don't get these days around here. It used to be in everybody's gardens. Now nobody has it, but whenever I smell that, that always takes me back to being a little kid. And certain times when the light shines and the colours come out, it takes me back to my childhood in the summer, playing with toys and whatnot in the garden. But I was sitting there at work yesterday, been very naughty, grabbed a chair. I was sitting there staring out the window because we had hardly any customers. And the sunlight was, I don't know, but it suddenly brought back some memories that I hadn't thought about for, well, now 30 years. And that was about TSR UK. TSR, as you know, let's hunker down a little bit, was the company that published Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, and they did have a UK branch, and it was a few miles from here, in a little village called Cherry Hinton outside of Cambridge. And I knew about it because I don't know whether they had this in America, but we had little A4 catalogues that were sent out with all of the planned releases for the year for all their lines, which was fantastic. I wish more companies would do things like that. And I would sit there and I'd work out what I was spending my money on every month. And always had like the address on the back for sending away, send your check off and all this stuff. And it said, we do not accept, or we do not have facilities for people to turn up. But on a couple of occasions we did just that. I can't remember why the first time we did it. I don't know if we were in the area or what have you, or I'd ordered something and they'd rung up to say that it was late being out, and we went, well, we're in Cambridge, can we come and get it? And they went, yes, something like that, I don't know. And Cherry Hinton is just like this little village, and I remember the building was basically like a big grey brick out in, this little wooded area, as I recall. And the people there were ever so nice and friendly. I remember we'd turn up. Well, I mean, we ended up going 3 or 4 times, I think, before the UK branch was disbanded. And they were always so welcoming. There was like a little waiting area, and I think probably because they didn't get people coming in, it wasn't business related. The staff were always really chatty, and they would bring us biscuits and I think drinks on one occasion as well while we were waiting for our orders to come through. I know 2 or 3 of us would put an order together and we'd just go up there and go, can we have this? And I don't know, but just something about that came back to me yesterday, the way the sunlight fell on the car park or whatever outside, and I miss little things like that. It was kind of a highlight when we used to go up there to pick our D&D stuff up, and even what was it they did? Blood Wars was a collectible card game that TSR published in the early 90s, which unfortunately didn't last long. I shall be ended up doing that as a games I've played vid at some point. And we used to go up there and pick this stuff up, and I say there was just something yesterday that it was something I haven't thought about in, as I say, 30 years. And just something brought the whole thing flooding back into my memory, and just how cool everybody was when we went up there, and considering you weren't supposed to go up there. It was just their office and warehouse. And I miss little things like that, as I say. It's like when Cambridge got its first Games Workshop. It opened in 91. I hadn't long left school, I don't think. And my friend Chris and I went up there, and we got on really well on like the opening day. This wasn't like the official opening day. This was like the first day open. Because I always used to open up like a month or two before the grand opening, which was very odd. We got on really well with the manager there, a guy named Chris Cutting, if I remember correctly. I can't remember the other guy's name, but there was two guys, and we basically, hung out there every day, and got on really well with them. And we used to run games for people, and I just, and on the grand opening day, we got there for like 6:30 in the morning because we wanted to be one of the first ones in, and we were actually, dragged inside, and do you want to help us out for the day? And yay. But I remember the memories I have of that was, I don't know whether it was the smell of the paints, whether it was the fact that it was a freshly painted building, but I still remember that, and I remember how cool it was to have a Games Workshop, and how fun and friendly everybody was. And we had two guys. One is Toddy, I think everyone called him, who was a really nice guy who lived locally, used to come down, play some stuff. And there was another young lad, I don't remember the name, who would turn up with this white rat sat on his shoulder, which was tame as anything. And there was a chap named Gavin, who I think was the, not assistant manager, but one of the staff. He got the job rather than me due to a bit more experience. And it was such a great time, back then. And I think as time has gone on, those memories are great, because they make me think of a time when I think, anyway, that the hobby was in a much better place than it is now. And things were more enjoyable. I think you get that a lot more when you're younger. And when you get to sort of like my age, and you think back of these little memories resurge, it kind of makes you long for those days when things were perhaps a little bit better than they are now, in the hobby. But I just wanted to share it. This is nothing sort of special video. I just thought I would pop this out there. The good old days suddenly popping back into my head. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Any comments, drop them below. If you have the same sort of thing, or something has ever popped back into your head from your early gaming days, something cool like that, pop it in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like. I'm always up for topic suggestions. In fact, that would be really helpful these days, because people are probably fed up of seeing the games I have played the series. But thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, take care and good gaming.